Today we are going to be looking at adverb. In our subsequent class, we learned about verbs. And here is the short definition of verbs and then that of the adverbs. We say verbs are action or doing words. Verbs are action or doing words. So, what is an adverb then? An adverb or adverbs are words that tell more about verbs. Now, we have verbs as action words, and then we have the words that talk more about them. These are examples of adverbs. We have words as easily, always, already, slowly, noisily, quickly, happily, frequently, carefully, fast, yesterday, and so on. So words with ILY, adjectives with ILY forms adverbs. And the adverbs talks more about the verbs. Now let's study these following sentences and we'll see how the adverbs tell us more about the verbs. The first sentence we have, he eats. He eats. That is a sentence. It's in the present form. And this is the verb, the action word. He eats. The second sentence, he eats noisily. He eats noisily. This is the verb and this is the adverb. The adverb tells us how this person eats. This person doesn't eat carefully. He doesn't eat quietly, but he eats noisily. So this noisily tells us how the verb is being performed. Noisily. The second one we have, the baby is growing. The baby is growing. The baby is growing. This is the verb. Growing. And the second sentence we have, the baby is growing fast. The baby is growing fast. And then here we have the adverb that tells us more about how the baby is growing. The baby is growing fast. The third sentence that we have, Daddy drove the car. Daddy drove the car. Daddy drove the car. Drove here is the verb in the past form. The past form of drive, we have drove. Okay? And then the second sentence, Daddy drove the car carefully. Daddy drove the car carefully. Now the adverb here tells us more about how Daddy drove the car. So the first underlined word in the first sentence, we have verb. V-E-R-B. Sorry, the marker is faded. V-E-R-B. And the second one, it's an adverb. The adverb we spell A-D-V-E-R-B. Number two sentence, the first underlined word is the verb, which is the action itself. And the second one is the adverb. The third sentence, the drove, is the verb. And the last sentence, carefully, is the adverb. So these are the work of adverbs. Adverbs work this way. It tells us more about the verb in the sentence. We're going to be looking at more sentences with the adverbs. Now, here are some sentences with adverbs. What we need to do here is to circle the adverbs and underline the verbs they describe. The first one we have, the bird sang loudly. The bird sang loudly. What we need to do, we will circle the adverbs and underline the verb. The first one, we look for the verb in the sentence, and this is the verb, sang. The past form of the verb sing is sang. Now we have to cycle the adverb. This is the adverb that tells us how the verb sang loudly. The second one we have Cocker whistled cheerfully. Cocker whistled cheerfully. This is the verb whistled. And cheerfully is the adverb. So I'll leave you to do the rest by yourself. Thank you and have a nice day.